Very warm welcome. You're watching Times Now with me, Priya Bahel. The story that we are focusing on right now comes in from poll-bound Karnataka. With just 33 days remaining before the first vote is cast, the political debate in the state is heating up. The Karnataka Congress has now vowed to bring back the 4% Muslim quota if the party comes to power in the assembly elections. Congress strongman and State Congress Chief D.K. Shivakumar has asserted that the government, if it comes to power, will do everything it can to protect the rights of minorities. Listen in.
After BJP government took away the 4% reservation whatever they had for minorities, no one will look at all this issue. The only issue will be defeating the BJP. So they all will support the Congress party minorities. We will also stand by them. As soon as our government comes, we will cancel that reservation issue, and we will protect the minority interest.
But the genesis of this controversy lies in the Bommai government's decision to remove 4% quota that was allotted to socially backward Muslim community in the state and give it to Vokkaligas and Lingayats, who would be getting additional 2% each. Now, even then, when the decision was taken, Congress had said that this is anti-minority, betrays BJP's mindset of targeting the Muslim community, to which the BJP had said that it is unconstitutional in a secular country like India to give religion-based quota. My colleague Deepak is now joining us for more on this. Deepak, clearly the Congress now saying that they are going to revoke the decision and their target is clear.
Yes, they have time and again made these statements. We've seen the likes of D.K. Shivakumar and many leaders in the Congress party over the last week or so, once the recent reservation by the BJP government was announced, that they say that the announcement is unconstitutional. The process that has been employed as well is something that has very little thinking that they've applied, and they've said that once they come back to power, they will rectify it and they will give back the reservations. The JDS as well has echoed the same tone, and they have said that it was the JDS, in fact, who gave a reservation, this 4% reservation, to the Muslim community, and they're saying even when they come back, they will give back to the Muslims what is rightfully theirs. So we'll really have to see how things unfold. Meanwhile, of course, the BJP has said that if they actually give back this reservation, they should answer to the Vokkaligas and the Lingayats and also the SC communities. Why is the Congress only concerned about one particular community? So these are questions that are being raised by the current regime.
But Deepak, there is also the matter of constitutionality that was highlighted by none other than the Home Minister himself, Amit Shah, when he said that under the Constitution, and citing the Andhra court verdict, he had said that you cannot give a quota based on religion. Then how is Congress going to justify it legally?
Well, that's going to be tricky, and of course, there's also, from the Muslim community, a petition that has also been filed. So the courts will, of course, look into the legality of this. While, of course, we've seen claims and counterclaims from the political parties, both the sides. We've seen from the BJP as well. We've seen from the Congress as well. Both term it unconstitutional. So, of course, right now it will be up to the courts to really look at how they will have to see this, and whether the decision that was taken by the JDS in the 90s, whether that constitutional or not, and right now what the BJP has done as well, whether that will also stand the test of time in the courts, is something that remains to be seen.
Yes, and which is also the point that Congress would want to make, that this is not a fresh decision. This quota has been in place with at least 3 BJP governments being in power in between ever since it was first, most people say, brought up under the JDS regime. The BJP also in this case will have questions to answer about the appeasement factor, but won't it be a tightrope walk for the Congress party as well, because nobody can ignore the significance of Vokkaliga and Lingayat votes in Karnataka, given the contest that is on cards right now when it comes to the state assembly elections. How is Congress going to justify this move to those sections?
Well, as far as the Lingayats and the Vokkaligas are concerned, they've been demanding that enhanced reservation be given to them. As of now, some of the factions in the Lingayats are satisfied, but there are a few more who did mention that they do not want a new reservation of sorts that has been created. Instead, should be brought in. Even there is a demand that they should be brought in the central OBC list as well. So right now for the Congress party, of course, which has been saying that There is a report, and based on the report, there has to be a scientific way to approach the reservation process, and the BJP has done it just days ahead before the election dates were announced as a means to really, ensure that they do not snub the Vokaligas or the Lingayats in the wrong way, which would, affect their electoral prospects. So we'll really have to see, like you mentioned, how the Congress really deals with it once if they come back to power in Karnataka this time around, like they have been claiming that they will reverse all the decisions that have been taken by the current regime, or whether it's going to be just because elections are around the corner. Even they are probably catering to their vote bank as well.
Right. Polarization is very normal in elections, and this is a charge that has been made by both the sides when it comes to moves like this. To understand the implication of it, I'm now joined on the broadcast by Nikhil Jain, who is a political analyst. Nikhil, how do you see this decision from the Congress party to insist that it is going to restore the quota that has been taken away by the Bombay government and given to Vokaligas and Lingayats?
So see, basically I see it as the Congress trying to fix something that the BJP is just trying to mess up, so to get their political gains like they want. So whenever you talk about reservations and things of such nature, that has to be after a proper due process of consideration, analysis, and a lot of judging a lot of the ground factors. But that's not the case here. The BJP simply took away 4% of the reservation and gave it in the bank of Vokaligas and Lingayats. The JDS, which is a party of the Lingayats, the entire support base of the JDS is of Lingayats, even they want to restore it. So it is not about taking something away from the Muslims or giving something back to the Muslims or appeasement or anything. It is simply about BJP doing things for elections that are not good for the country, and the Congress and other opposition parties saying that they want to restore how things were, logically.
But what about the point that was made by the Union Home Minister that it doesn't stand the test of constitutionality, religion-based quota he meant?
Well, I do not agree with that, and I don't think the Home Minister is an authority on what stands the test of constitutionality or not. The 4% reservation quota for Muslims has been around for a very long time, and had it been unconstitutional, it could have very well been taken to the court by the BJP or by any other person, and the court could have decided on it, but that's not been the case so far. And when you grant OBC reservations, other backward classes, a lot of people think that OBCs are the backward caste. It's not caste, it's class. Now a class, when you're determining a class, a multiple number of factors are looked into it. Your caste, your religion, your socio-economic status, educational status, and things of that nature. Unfortunately, in India, the Muslim community as a whole is more backward than the Hindu community. Now, we can go into a debate on why the reasons for that are and why it is not and why it is such, but the fact of the matter is that the Muslims as a community are more backward than Hindus. They have lesser access to education, they have lesser access to financial resources, which is why in the Karnataka you've had a special other backward class reservation for people belonging to the Muslim community.
So these assertions that you're making, Nikhil, was there a survey conducted? Is there any data to back these assertions?
Did the BJP conduct a survey to back up, to bring about a policy change that takes away this reservation?
They are citing the court verdict. They are saying that Andhra High Court had said that, you cannot grant religion-based quota. So that's why they're taking away from a religion.
I feel that the judgment of the Andhra High Court is not, is erroneous. Because this is not a quota that has been granted on the basis of religion. It is a quota that has been granted to a class that has been considered socio-economically backwards. It just so happens that that particular class, it's an intelligible class, which is a religion. So there is no explicit ban on granting to a caste or a religion. But sir,
if there is a problem with the judgment, then somebody should challenge the Andhra High Court judgment. But as of now, nobody's done that, so it stands valid, and it's okay for the BJP to cite it. But stay on with me, Nikhil Jain. We've got reaction coming in from Basavaraj Bommai now after DK Shivkumar's assertion. Now, Chief Minister of Karnataka has reacted to Congress, saying that they are going to restore the policy changes that have been made by the BJP government. Listen in to Basavaraj Bommai.
ನೋಡೋಣ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಮುಟ್ಟು ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾವುದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಮುಟ್ಟು ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾವುದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಮುಟ್ಟು ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾವುದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Succinct answer coming in there from Basavaraj Bommai, Nikhil. He says, dare you do it, you can't meddle with it.
No, see, that is what arrogance of the BJP is. Did you, I'm not sure if you're aware of it or not, the NCRT director, when asked the question about why the chapters on Mughals was removed, his reply, who's supposed to be an intellectual and educated person, his reply is, "Ab to kar liya, jab ukhadna hai, ukhad lo." This is the Baba Ramdev style of politics. This is not how a minister, how a leader, how a NCRT director should be talking about, ki ab to kar liya, jo karna hai, ukhad lo. We are living in a democracy. There is a rule of law.
Right.
There are principles for things. You have to take them.
Interesting you bring up the democracy factor, because for any of these changes to happen and which one is going to prevail is going to be decided in the court of people when they vote and choose their representative. Thank you, Nikhil Jain, for joining me on the broadcast on that issue. Moving on, now the centre has